Hello, welcome to the Historians. This is the multiplayer version of the playthrough. We are going to navigate an exploration as to a different perspective. If you've seen my solo gameplay, you'll know that I definitely aimed at trying to publish, doing that route to see how that would work. This one, I am building around a different approach, a more unique. It's something that I feel like gives more framework to what the historical profession is about. So let's go ahead and begin the game and let's see what happens. I'm playing against test student number one. He can hear me. Oh, wow. Okay. Huh. Ooh, fascinating. All three of these documents have the Quartering Act as a tag. So when you do the conferencing, approach. The goal here is to try and build this kind of hand. Now, I just happen to have gotten and dealt these cards, but my goal is to try and make the most the most off of the various different perspectives. Now, I cannot, unfortunately, build because this is a colonialist perspective. These are not, and this is a colonialist perspective. I cannot rely on this being a either colonial or British perspective. So instead, I'm going to have to say this is about politics, right? They're passing a law that forces the Bostonians to house military forces, British military forces. And then, of course, the New York General Assembly is angry at this, right? And so is Dixon. And so so my goal is all of this will get doubled because it has that context, right? I'm writing a paper about essentially what is the Quartering Act, and I'm using the Quartering Act as an argument against it, right? So let's see. Now, normally you would write out an argument, but again, I'm playing with someone who can hear me, so I can walk them through the evidence if they ask me, if they wanted me to. So let's hit submit. And then because of this unique framework for the way this system works, I have to commit my action. So I hit commit action, and then I'm just waiting on test student one to make their decision. Yeah, okay. So this is my argument, right? I explain it by voice. So my argument is essentially quartering troops by force, assembly refuses to consent, and the limits of Parliament's power are all three different documents that sort of revolve around the Quartering Act, which is a major political act that London took that the colonies hated. And so it's at this point that if test student one wanted to ask me any questions, they could. And so at this point, they're just reviewing my publication to try and make a decision as to whether my evidence supports my conclusion. Aha! Yeah. So I did, in fact, succeed in publishing. So I get a massive 26 points because, again, it was 13 points base, but because they all shared that one tag, it gets bolstered it gets doubled. So that is fascinating. So yeah, so I can hit continue career. And now this is that upgrade board system that I love. I really love engine builders. I love the idea of trying to make something more reflective of your own interests. In the solo version, I went up research and literary agent. I built my framework around those two. This time I'm going to do association memberships because my goal here is to use citations and citation materials to bolster my experience. Now, I'm going to go ahead and draw more cards because I have no cards in hand and in the year, and I'm going to wait till my opponent makes a decision about what they're going to do. Ah, wow. Okay. Test student number one decided to publish his own argument. Man, he has a lot of evidence. It makes sense because he's making a colonialist perspective. So he argues that there are documents that reflect the colonialist perspective within this argument. And it's true, right? All of this is right. Now, I want to say something. So there's this component to the game that exists that forces us to understand that not everyone plays fairly, right? And one of the interesting things about this is I could effectively tell him that his argument is inaccurate, right? And he'll be in an interesting space. And I'm going to go ahead and do that just to sort of walk you through what ultimately happens. Odds are it's going to cost me dearly, right? Because these are very clearly documents that are from a colonialist perspective. And the question becomes, when I say, hey, look, revise and resubmit, then what I'm effectively saying is, hey, change your document. And in the process, I will get bonus points for you doing so. And depending on how the player feels about their argument, they may want to object to my statement. And if they do, if they're very confident in what they've done, then they should reject, right? If they're very confident that these are arguments that link all together, then they should absolutely object to my findings, find a second reviewer essentially. It's the mechanical reviewer. What they end up doing is they end up just flipping the cards over themselves in person, or in the game, they end up comparing the tags behind the scenes. And then here's the wonderful part, right? If he's right after the objection, I lose 5 points because I was trying to hold him back, and it was a very clear and cogent argument. So I'm going to go ahead and hit revise and submit. I'm going to flag this argument because it says Britain, right? That's clearly a British perspective. And then I'm going to hit start next year. So now we start the next year, and I have to make a decision as to what I want to do. And I really wanted to try and build a series around. Oh, wow. I wanted to build this thing to try and illustrate the strengths of me as a scholar working within the conference system. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the conference, and I'm going to attend the conference. That's what I'm going to do for this term. Now I just need to wait to see if what happens with my opponent. Should be fun. Ah, so he did, in a sense, challenge me on it. And if you notice, I lost 5 victory points. So yeah, so complicated. It's good for him to believe in his argument, though. But man, if he would have just accepted it, I could have gotten 5 extra points and taken 5 points, taken some meager points from him. But yeah, fascinating. Now I need to wait for him to take his action. Ah, okay. So here we are. So I have a Native American hand. So now, from my perspective, I'm thinking I kind of want to go a Native American angle. But what's interesting is I know they're also fairly political. So I'm probably going to lean towards grabbing this card here because, so again, I'm shaping my hand. What's happening here is I'm trying to figure out what cards work best with the cards that are in my hand. And so here I'm going to take spinning as a public protest, take that. And it's interesting because in the conference floor, you can see all the cards and you can see all their tags. You're taking in tags that other players have had in hand and also cards from the deck. So you can really be strategic about what you're choosing. So I'm going to choose this card here. I'm going to take it in my turn because attended a conference. I'm going to have the ability to bolster this. And at this point, I'm going to start investing in a publicist. So you'll notice it's a very tight landscape up here because here I am, I'm getting 4 points from my citations. They're slowly growing over time, and I'm going to just try and cite more and more. This turn, though, I kind of want to hold on to this card, and I want to dig deeper to see if I can find more of these cards. So yeah, so I'm going to hit in year, and I'm going to see what my opponent does. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so he published again. This is not going to be great for me because I may fall behind, but we'll see what happens. So here we have, he's building, oh wow, he cited me twice. So there's something interesting going on this. So I have 2 publications already created. He is making the choice to actually cite me. This helps him out. It makes his arguments much bigger. So he has a lot more evidence. But the problem is, it gives me citation tags for every piece that he ends up using that references my material. Oh, so this is a good argument. So I'm going to just go ahead and approve it. Yeah. And we're going to start next year. And he is quite ahead of me at this point. And I have some interesting things that I have to do. Okay, so what cards did I get? So political, colonial perspective, I'm sorry, definitely colonial perspective, effort of the patriots that I greatly admire, probably social because it's Boston Tea Party, definitely political, Stamp Act, uh, economic, social, colonialist. Man, I really, really wanted to get more Native American materials. And you got to understand why I want that is because Native Americans are worth so much in terms of scores. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and let's see, this is boycott, Stamp Act, Boston Tea Parties. God, they don't even share a tag. So, I'm going to build around the boycott. I'm going to discard those three and I'm going to attend a conference and I'm going to wait till my opponent makes a decision as to what they want to do. Okay. Man, no natives. Okay, so it's getting tight. I really need to make a decision about this. So let's go ahead and minimize this and see what the arguments are. What's the next best argument? British. It's got to be British. But none of this is British, so I'd have to build it around that. Okay, let's see if there's anything that unifies them together. So that's Sons of Liberty. Those are things that I had. Boston Massacre. Yeah. Boston Tea Party. Boycott. That matches the other one. So I think I'm going to definitely pull that. I can pull up to three. So this is about tea. Isn't this about no? Isn't there another Tea Party one? Ah, yeah, I'm going to build this. So I'm going to grab these three. So I'm essentially building two distinct smaller publications. But hopefully, those two smaller publications will be worth more points and keep me in the game. So I'm going to take these three in the turn, and I have to go up and publish this, right? That's the only thing that's largely keeping me floating at this point. So let's go ahead and make a decision as to how we want to run this turn. So I can do economic boycott. We'll start with that one, right? So we know these two are all about the economics of this moment. I can do an economic argument, which is 7. And then hopefully it will be times 2, right? I need it to be times 2. I need it to be good. I need to, yeah. So let's see. So this is obviously an economics boycott. We'll see how he takes his turn. Okay. So now I have to wait till he makes a decision as to what my piece is. Hopefully he agrees with it. Okay. So he seems to have objected to my argument. I know he's wrong. I know that those pieces are very clearly economics. And he seems to have chosen one of the cards that I pulled from the conference. So now I have a lot of framework for this, right? Because I know that he's wrong. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and click that it's good. Yep, see, article accepted for publication. Yeah, so he was trying to gamble, right? He was trying to call me out, see how much I believed in it, how much value I had in it. But I know the pieces, right? So let's go ahead and see. Okay, so at this point, this is my route to success. I'm going to do that, and I'm winning. right? I'm doing really well. He can still catch up because he has spent the last couple of times essentially, yeah, he's been drawing cards. Yeah, the thing is, he's going to get a lot of cards. So at this point, my best thing is I just need to ride it out with citations. So I have two more actions I'm going to take. I could try and publish. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I had built this one. So yeah, I'm going to actually publish that one. That's right. I had forgotten about that. And that's the strength of the conference, right? If you go the conference route, you can sculpt your hand to be exactly what you want. Now, these are unfortunately political, I'm sorry, social and colonial, right? Nope, loyalist. Okay. So, yeah, let's do a social argument. Oh, man, I don't know if this is social, come to think of it, because here he is. Now, he's worried over violence, so it has to be social. It can't be economic. There is some economic tinges to it because he's a merchant and he is clearly worried about his goods. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with it being a social, because again, it's the Boston Tea Party. It's a community rising in upright in opposition. Yep. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay. Hopefully he approves my argument. Aha. So he's made a decision. I don't know what his decision yet is. But he put forward, oh God, this is going to be a really price. Oh man, look at this. So he is essentially building a Thomas Preston argument. Now, Thomas Preston is a British soldier for the Boston Massacre. Yeah. Okay. We will have to see. It's going to get approved and it's going to be worth so many points. Hopefully, mine will keep me afloat. Aha. So mine was 20 points. Fantastic. They approved it. Good. Awesome. So at this point, nothing I do really gives me points because I don't really have enough to build another argument. So I'm going to just do that. I'm still trying to see. I have one more action. These have never really helped me. So I'm going to throw those in and I'm going to attend the conference. And then I'm going to wait. Oh man, he made 28 points with that Thomas Preston piece. Oh geez. I'm not going to make many points this turn. So he could, depending on what he has in his hand, it's gonna be rough. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I'll just wait. Let's see. Oh no. Okay. So he published. Oh wow, and he cited one of his earlier books. Interesting. And it all works. I don't know how many points this is going to be. So let's see. I'm going to just approve it if he wins, right? And this doesn't really matter at this point because these cards, this is the last turn. So I'm not going to be able to get anything. Oh man. So yeah, so he won. He got 50 points in awards, and I got 20 points in awards. And that's really what separated us. I was winning until the awards hit. And these awards are interesting, right? You get a Francis Perkins Award here. You got Lifetime Achievement Award. So yeah, it's fascinating. I'm trying to think if there was something I could have done differently to try and I could have done bigger publications, but sort of held on to certain cards. But otherwise, it's a good game, right? 52 to 137 for multiplayer is fairly straightforward. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me play. I will see you later.